Welcome. So you've got a creative itch. Maybe you've spent some time in tools like Paint Shop Pro or other classic design software. If that's you, then you are in the perfect spot. In this explainer, we're going to lay out a roadmap for taking those skills you already have and turning them into a real, profitable side hustle using Canva. We're going to skip all the generic, crowded ideas and really focus on creating valuable digital products for very specific professional groups that are totally underserved right now. This quote right here, this is the entire foundation for our strategy. It's from a user on Reddit, and it just hits the nail on the head. You see, you're not selling something that people can't do themselves. Of course they could. What you're selling them is their time back. You're the shortcut. You're the easy button that gives a busy professional a fantastic, polished result without them having to spend hours figuring it all out from scratch. So, here's our game plan, broken down into 6 simple steps. We'll start with why Canva is the perfect tool for this whole thing. Then we're going to dive right into the strategy. How you find your niche, what to actually create for them, where you can sell it, and finally, how to get your new side hustle off the ground. All right, section 1, the Canva opportunity. Now, if you're coming from more traditional software, you might be wondering, what's the big deal with Canva? Well, the key thing to get is that it's a completely different mindset. It's a tool that's built from the ground up for speed and for business. This slide really says it all, doesn't it? Those older programs, they can feel like this complex maze. I mean, they're super powerful, but they can be slow. Canva, on the other hand, is more like a rocket ship. It's designed to take you from just an idea to a finished, sellable product as fast as humanly possible. It's less about tiny granular details and way more about creating professional-looking stuff at lightning speed. And the sheer scope of what you can create is just massive. We're not just talking about a few Instagram posts here. I want you to think bigger. Think about entire brand kits for new businesses, super polished reports for corporate teams, or you could even design things for physical products like mugs and t-shirts and sell them through print-on-demand services. Okay, let's move into section 2. Now, since you already get the fundamentals of design, we're not starting from square one. Not at all. This is all about quickly getting the hang of Canva's interface so you can just apply the skills you already have to this new tool. Think of this as your first mission. Honestly, the most valuable thing you can do in that first hour is to just deconstruct Canva's own professional templates. Now, you're not trying to copy them, of course. You're reverse engineering them. You want to see how they handle spacing, how they pair fonts, how they use layers inside Canva's system. Trust me, it's the fastest way to learn the Canva way of designing. And that brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most critical part of this entire strategy. Section 3 is where we stop thinking like just a designer and we start thinking like an entrepreneur. We are going to tackle that one big question that stops most people right in their tracks. Look, you are 100% right to be asking this question. The market for generic templates, yeah, it's totally saturated. But that's the key word right there, generic. Success here isn't about being the absolute best designer out of millions. No way. It's about being the most useful designer to a very specific, very targeted group of people. So here's the point. Instead of making a generic business card template, you create a business card and stationery pack specifically for new real estate agents. Instead of a generic social media post, you design a fundraiser announcement kit for nonprofits. See the difference? You're not just selling a pretty design. You are selling a very specific solution to an urgent problem for a non-technical professional, and that is how you stand out from the crowd. Okay, so now that we've zeroed in on our niche, let's talk about what a really valuable product actually looks like for them. It's all about thinking bigger than just a single one-off template. This right here is where you create some serious value. You gotta think in bundles, not singles. A real estate agent, for example, doesn't need just one flyer. They need a whole just listed kit, right? They need the flyer, the social media posts to match, the web banners, the whole shebang. By bundling all that together, you're not just selling designs anymore. You're selling a complete time-saving solution. And you can charge way more for it. Okay, let's hit pause for a second because this is a really critical rule. It is non-negotiable. You absolutely cannot take an existing Canva template, change a few colors, and then try to resell it. That's against their terms, and frankly, it just devalues your own work. Your entire business is built on your ability to create original designs from a blank canvas using Canva's tools. All right, so you've found your niche, you've designed an incredible product package for them. Now it's time to actually open up shop. So let's take a look at the best places to get started. So when we look at where sellers are actually finding success, marketplaces are clearly the place to begin. And Etsy is the big one for a very simple reason. The customers are already there. They are actively searching for the exact kind of solutions you're creating. So here's the key decision you're going to have to make. Marketplaces like Etsy, they send traffic to you, and that is a huge, huge advantage when you're just starting. The trade-off, of course, is you've got more competition and you've got fees. Building your own Shopify store gives you total control and better profits, but you are responsible for finding every single customer yourself. A lot of sellers start on Etsy to build momentum and then expand to their own store later on. And just like that, we have walked through the entire roadmap, from a totally blank canvas all the way to a digital storefront. So that brings us to our final section, how to put this whole plan into action and talk about what some realistic results look like. So, what is the realistic potential here? Let's be clear, according to Shopify's research, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But for creators who consistently create great products for a specific niche, building a reliable income stream of $500 to $2,000 a month, or even more, that is an absolutely achievable goal. So, we'll end with this question. You have the roadmap. You know the strategy is all about solving problems, not just selling pixels. There are busy professionals out there right now who really need what you can create. So what specific problem are you going to solve for them first?